Now, China and Kenya say they've upgraded ties to a new level after a meeting between President Xi Jinping and William Ruto in Beijing.
Kenya and China aim to sign new...
Ever watch a government say, "We're broke," then immediately sign a billion-dollar deal? Yeah. Welcome to Kenya's new highway expansion saga, so grab a seat, buckle up. Preferably on a road that, actually has lanes, because this story, it's wild. 1. The broke but determined move. Kenya said the quiet part out loud. We don't have room to borrow more. Translation: if debt had a bedroom, Kenya would already be sleeping on the floor. But instead of crying into a spreadsheet, the government did the adult thing. They pivoted. New plan, public-private partnerships, PPP. Basically, we're broke. You're rich, let's vibe. Most people, when they're broke, they hide. They avoid calls. They pretend the wallet fell somewhere. Successful people? They say, yeah, I'm broke, but I've got ideas. And then they turn strangers into business partners. That's what Kenya just did. Textbook resilience. If textbooks were written during a financial crisis. 2. China's plot twist return. China had ghosted Africa for a minute. Let's be honest, between 2010 to 2018, China was basically Africa's sugar daddy. Money flowing, railways everywhere, ports glowing like Christmas. Then 2019 hit. China said, we need space. Debt concerns, global slowdown, the vibes were off. But guess what? China's back. New haircut, new mindset, same wallet. And they're not doing the old loan and hope model. They're doing joint ventures now. Shared risk, shared reward. Most people, they try to fix old mistakes by pretending they never happened. Successful people, they fix mistakes by changing the entire operating system. And China's new OS, debt plus equity. Not just loans. Meaning, if this goes wrong, we go wrong together, buddy. Cute, right? 3. Kenya swipes left on France, swipes right on Beijing. Earlier this year, Kenya had a whole relationship lined up with France's Vinci SA. It was giving long-term commitment, meet the parents' energy, full European romance. Then Kenya canceled. No explanation card, just poof. And suddenly, during Ruto's April visit, China shows up like, hey, heard you needed 6 lanes. Match made in fiscal heaven. The US? Not amused, Trump especially. He hates when allies hang out with other superpowers. It's giving jealous X. But Ruto clapped back with, we need to export into China, mind your business. Most people? They pick the option that keeps others happy. Successful people? They pick the option that actually solves the problem. Kenya didn't choose vibes, they chose strategy. 4. The 139 kilometers plus 94 kilometers glow up. Let's talk construction. Phase 1, CRBC plus Kenya's NSSF. Cost $863 million. Job, upgrade 139 kilometers of single-lane chaos into 4-lane and 6-lane order. Phase 2, Shandong High-Speed Road and Bridge International. Cost $678.56 million. Job, turn another 94 kilometers of please don't crash into a 6-lane highway. And yes, this includes financing costs, because nothing says transparency like saying the quiet parts out loud. People love to argue about these projects online. It's too expensive. It's too long. It's too Chinese. It's too whatever. Meanwhile, trucks are sitting in traffic for 8 hours like they're on a spiritual retreat they never asked for. Most people complain about problems they've never tried to solve. Successful people complain while building the solution. That's the difference. They're the subscription fee for functioning roads. And unlike Netflix, this one actually improves your life. Most people want world-class things without paying for them. Successful people understand everything has a cost, and great things usually cost more. 28 years of toll collection isn't exploitation. It's the price of speed, and speed is a currency. 7. Tony Elumelu. Just when Kenya was cooking deals with China, someone else slid in. Tony Elumelu, the Nigerian billionaire, Mr. UBA, Mr. Transcorp, Mr. Heirs Holdings, the continent's favorite entrepreneur uncle. On November 12th, he pledged $1 billion to support Kenya's development plans. Not small money, not maybe later money, real money. He wants to invest in energy, transport, agriculture. The things that make a country grow, not just look pretty on Instagram. Ruto loved it. He basically said, see, Africans can invest in Africa too. Most people? Wait for foreigners to validate them. Successful people? Build their own tables first, then invite others. Elumelu didn't pledge for vibes, he pledged for growth, for ownership, for long-term returns. Meanwhile, Kenya moved ahead with China on the highway because, surprise, one billionaire's pledge doesn't build 233 kilometers of asphalt. 2 parallel moves, 2 different lanes, same direction, 8. Why this corridor matters more than most people realize. This isn't just a road, it's the road. The Mombasa NairobiUganda corridor is East Africa's bloodstream. If it clogs, the entire region feels it. That means slow imports, price hikes, delays, businesses crying, truck drivers aging rapidly in traffic. Upgrading this corridor isn't a luxury, it's survival. Most people fix the problem only when it becomes catastrophic. Successful people upgrade before things break. That's what Kenya is doing. Upgrading now to prevent a future crisis. Because if the road fails, the region fails. Simple math. Complicated politics, high stakes. 9. 2027. The deadline. Everyone will pretend they never questioned. The Chinese firms have until the end of 2027 to finish. Which means 4 years from now, people will act shocked. Wow, look at this beautiful highway. Same people who today are tweeting, this project will never finish. It's a scam. We're doomed. Humans love short-term outrage, but long-term results? Those age well? Most people want miracles by Friday. Successful people work 4 years for one victory, and then start the next one. 10. Kenya's real flex. Let's be honest, Africa is changing how it plays the game. No more one-sided deals, no more desperate borrowing, no more emotional politics. Kenya just made 3 bold moves simultaneously. Told the world, we're out of borrowing space. Next idea? Secured a $1.5 billion project without drowning the budget. Attracted a separate $1 billion pledge from one of Africa's top investors. That's not luck, that's strategy. Most people choose between options. Successful people create new ones. Kenya isn't choosing China over Africa, or Africa over China. They're choosing whatever gets the job done. And honestly, that's leadership. 11. And now, Kenya plus Uganda decide to build their own interstate. Just when you thought East Africa was done announcing megaprojects, they casually dropped another one. A brand new 200-kilometer Kenya Uganda expressway. Because why stop at 6-lane highways when you can build an entire cross-border autobahn? This one's big. Not influencer buying a ring light big, more like 2 governments shaking hands and pretending they agree on something. Oh, and the Mao Summit Highway? Also PPP, also Chinese, also 30 years. While everyone was debating the China deal on the $1.5 billion project, another Chinese-backed project quietly locked in a 30-year concession, CRBC plus Kenya's NSSF again. Because at this point, those two should just announce their relationship publicly. Meanwhile, Kenya paid compensation to the French consortium they broke up with, Vinci Highways, Meridian Infrastructure Africa Fund, Vinci Concessions SAS, all got a polite breakup check. Because in PPP world, even your ex gets closure. Most people ghost, governments invoice. This region isn't upgrading roads, it's upgrading reality. When you zoom out, it's obvious. East Africa isn't building one road, it's building a network, a spine, a future. A 6-lane Kenya corridor, a 200-kilometer Kenya-Uganda expressway, PPP models everywhere, investors lining up, deals evolving. This isn't chaos, it's momentum. And momentum is dangerous, especially for people who prefer things to stay the same. In the end, this isn't a story about China, or Uganda, or France, or Tony Elumelu, or even the $1.5 billion. It's about a country refusing to slow down, even when the numbers say, stop. A country rebuilding itself, lane by lane, kilometer by kilometer, choice by uncomfortable choice. Because sometimes the smartest move you can make isn't safe, isn't popular, isn't diplomatic, it's necessary. And one day, when drivers fly down that 6-lane highway, nobody will remember the arguments. They'll just remember how it felt to finally move. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.